Each year, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame commissions portraits of each inductee in the class. The artist who renders these sports legends on canvas is a former professional athlete who shares a common theme with those he paints, one of resilience in the face of challenges. Artist Chris Brown has created nearly 160 portraits for the Sports Hall of Fame. Here's his story. Artist Chris Brown is colorblind, although you'd never guess it from the looks of his brightly colored portraits of the 2024 Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame inductees.
I've adapted, it's just like anybody that would lose a leg, they would adapt to life. I've adapted in that way. I know what I see. I have no clue what you see.
Since 2009, Chris has been painting portraits of Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame inductees with Prisma-colored wax pencils. He developed his own technique of identifying colors.
If you were to, my Prisma-colored pencils, if you were to open up my case, and I have like 500 in there, every single one you picked up, you would notice that the name of the color is always on the opposite end that's sharpened. So I know my colors really, really well as far as what goes what do I use to make certain things, because I might mix some things that you wouldn't think to mix. It's like a little science experiment every single time. I use grays a lot. Grays are very neutral, so I use cool grays and warm grays to manipulate colors to get them to what I'm seeing on the photograph onto here. So, the only bummer is I'm never going to be able to see it the way you see it, because I have no clue how you see it.
The athlete turned artist played for the Chicago Cubs as a minor league pitcher before turning his full-time attention to art. Each inductee portrait is a collaboration that speaks to the person's career and personality. Each portrait of the athlete is almost like a visual bio, sort of a story of their achievements and who they are.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. It's just, like I said, I really want people to know when they come in what they did, what they accomplished, why they're here, and then once they see the portrait, then they can pull it up on the screen and find out the kind of person that they were too. They're always great people, and maybe that's what goes into them becoming such great athletes is the kind of people that they are. So in the end, once you read their bio and everything on the touch screen in there, you really start to understand what it takes to be a Hall of Famer.
Each inductee name is etched into the museum's illuminated Sports Hall of Fame wall. Names date back to 1959 with the first class of sports greats.
After 16 years of working 10 or 12 portraits a year, it's starting to fill up with all these names that I know and I love and I'm invested in, and I consider them all friends.
Each year, the museum showcases a memorabilia exhibit of inductee mementos on loan. Some of the items appear in Chris's portraits.
So you can see it's a very diverse class anyway, as far as MMA for the first time. So that's exciting. And you want to talk about fun for an artist, the belt. So you got the real belt right here,
wow.
And you can kind of see the kind of detail that goes into that. So as an artist who's doing the mock-up, that's the first thing that pops in your head. You're like, oh, not I have to do a belt, I get to do a belt. I get to do the UFC belt.
During the Sports Hall of Fame induction weekend, Chris presents each inductee with an official portrait print, which is the culmination of months of work in his studio. What do you think?
Well, I think that's great. It made me look a lot younger, made me look taller. There's no cellulite showing. So I think that's a big deal. I said, he actually looked like I lost weight, that's not true, because I built like a meatball. I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about all the places that we've coached at, and more importantly, the experiences we had at every stop along the way, whether it's Tulane or high school.
That's what makes it all worthwhile to us, to see their reactions.
Them going on the stage is the biggest thing, but this is something that's going to be permanent.
If you missed the biggest weekend in Louisiana sports, LPB has got you covered. Be sure to catch our 2-hour special recapping the 2024 induction ceremonies and the full celebration around the city of Natchitoches, including a reunion of past Hall of Fame inductees. That's all on July 11th at 7 p.m. right here on LPB.